Welcome to this look at a new mod map to Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Iowa Plains View. This is by Celobuki, 931.13 megabytes download. There are 5 required mods which download automatically. Now this was on FS22, but it feels very different. This is custom. There's a ton of custom productions, which from Celobuki with our Alma, Missouri and stuff like that, we're kind of getting used to. But it's not just that, it's the buildings as well have been customised and they fit in and it blends. It's a very nicely made map with some really cool features on it. So, talking of the map, it looks like this. Like I said, it's interesting because I think we start in a different place to where we started on FS22. So it took me a while as I was going around thinking, have I done a map tour on this? I checked in my details and information. I had. But like I say, it just feels very different. There's a load of extra stuff added in. So we start with on New Farmer, the main farm, which is just here. This main farm plot, 638,000. Then we've got an extra field there in the corner and this one above. Now, field prices and stuff are not too bad. When you consider the size of the fields, even the really big one over here, 879 grand, not into the millions, not crazy. And the cool thing about this map as well, very cool thing about it, and I've said it a lot on map tours, you can buy every single bit of, like this bit here where the main town is. We've got a couple of forestry bits down here, these bits down here, all of this down the bottom here, these bits down the bottom. When you buy both of these you get the land as well. Every plot of land can be purchased. So as far as adding in productions, adding in sell points, adding in detail, customization, accessories, you can, and that's brilliant, especially when we get to the town, because that will make far more sense in the town as well. I'm just going to buy a couple of plots. I'm going to buy that one there. We're going to buy that one there, 33. So 38, 33, and we're going to purchase plot 34 just there. That's the second farm. As you can see, we've got some stuff popped up on there. None of the other stuff, I don't think we have to purchase it. Actually, this one we will here, plot 36, we'll buy that as well for 120 grand. And you'll see some stuff has popped up there as well. Right, let's hop out and have a chat. Slot count on New Farmer is 1,436. You start with all the equipment, all the machinery, all the buildings you see around you and everything. On Farm Manager and start from scratch, that comes down to 1,237. And you don't start with any of it. None of the buildings, none of the equipment, none of the machinery. This area will look like this. So if you want the farm buildings and stuff kept, that's fine, that's not a problem at all, but you want to be on New Farmer for that. But then if you want to, you can then remove all the vehicles if you just want the buildings on the plot, which is pretty cool. We'll talk about build mode while we're here. So we've got the required mods, the 5. If we go into our build mode, we've got a couple of bits and bobs under sheds. Just so you know, there's stuff in here. Iowa Plains. Like I said, there are the mods, like that one, workshop mod, and all the mods are from Celobuki as well. So it's interesting that some have been added in on the map and some are separate mods, but I guess that's the game we play these days. Under silos, we've got this one here, which we have at the start farm, 16 million litre. That's a standard crop type plus, and I say plus because that does all the extra crops that are on this map. And when I say crops, I mean all the dried crops. There aren't tons of extra crops on top. So we've got one custom crop, alfalfa. Contracts are available on the map as well. There are 10 collectibles on the map. What else do we know? Oh yeah, on the vehicles we've got Iowa number plates, which is pretty cool. And with soybean, when you harvest you get soybean straw. Extra information to pass along. So we've got that silo there. Don't think there's anything under silo extensions. If we go then from there, oh yeah, it was under factories. So we've got a few factories. We'll look at those in a bit more detail in a minute. So we've got the Maple Company, Grain Dryer, Cedar Creek Juice Company, Sugar Mill, and we've got a fermenter added in. We've got under greenhouses, just here we've got the large glass greenhouse. Again, we've got 3 of these at the start farm on New Farmer, which we've got some extra fruits and things in, which are pretty cool, which become more relevant as you go across the entire map. If we go from there to animals, we have got cow pen, barn. We've got, it wasn't under horses, there's a required mod, but not under horses. We've got hog confinement, and we've got a pig pen just there under pigs. Under sheep, we've got one is Iowa Plains, one is a required mod, and then chickens, I think we had That one just there, Iowa Plains, which again is at the start farm. Under these we had, oh yeah, fences. We've got a couple of fences just here. Barriers and mesh fence. Nothing under lights, nothing under others, but under decoration I think we had one item, do we? I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there you go. Got Iowa Plains Gateway just there. And then as far as everything else goes, under sculpting section, there was no really additional paint textures, nothing under trees, nothing under plants. So what we'll do, we'll have a look around here. When we get to the first production, I'll talk about the productions. We'll look at them all and what's available, because there's some pretty cool stuff. So sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. The wardrobe trigger's up there on the balcony, porch, veranda, however you refer to it. If we come out through the back of here, there's no pickup actually, curiously. Got a few sheds and bits and bobs. We'll hop the fence and go across. Large cow barn, there you go. You can see the archway, fence, big old storks going by. Some grasswork gear, so we've got tedder, windrower and auto stack trailer, not auto load, auto stack. The large cow barn pen we have got, we start with actually 60 out of 374 potential, and the pen runs right around and down the side here as well. So we've got a few in there. Shed and storage space just over here. I'm trying to remember, did we have something in here? We did. Mowers were in this one. Tucked away. Just there. I think that was it. I don't know what I'm peering. I'm peering around the corner. I don't know why I'm peering. I can just walk around the corner. Across the way we got the hog confinement. So this is our large pig pen building. This has got 250 out of a potential 1,600 hogs in it. The fans going on the outside with the little vanes moving on the inside, rippling as they do with a few of our hogs inside. Silage clamp just there. And if we hop over the fence, down here we've got a workshop trigger just inside this barn here. There you go. And the first of our case tractors there. Then inside this barn here we're going to use this case tractor because that one's got twins on it, or doubles on the back, which makes it a rather large proposition. But in this shed here, baler, fertiliser spreader, planter, trailer. We'll grab the Puma. You'll see the Iowa number plate on the back of there on the roof. Very nice indeed. We've got just over here sprayer, cultivator, plough and seeder just there. Over in this shed just over here we've got a harvester with a corn header on, and as you can see down the side of the building we've got header trailer and standard header just in that shed there. There you go. Plenty of space in these buildings some more. That's the 16 million litre silo. And as I said, this will take down dried crops as well as standard crop types, but it's not a multi-fruit silo. We come out around the back of here. Actually, this goes around that way. If it was me, I would put an extra track around here, just because I'm awkward. So this facility here, this building, is your dryer. So this is the one that I say this is relevant for the large silo as well. The propane goes in here. There is a propane purchase point at the in the town, which we'll get to when we get to the gas station. So this one here, we can do dried barley, dried canola, corn, oat, sorghum, soybean, sunflower and wheat. What I like about all the stuff on here as well, yes it is all custom, but it's all, when I say sensible, here we got 50 wheat, 3 propane to 44, and I think the recipes, oh actually it's interesting, that one's 44, the rest are 45, 50 and 3 to 45 apart from barley. So they're all fairly standard. Cycles per month are all exactly the same, so it doesn't vary, it doesn't get complicated or confusing. It does make life a little bit easier to get your head around. And then as far as propane goes, 50,000 litres of propane, that will hold. Now while we're in here, we'll talk about all the other productions and the custom productions. Now at the start on New Farmer, you start with the grain dryer and the 3 greenhouses. These 2 are on plots we purchased. So we'll have to look at those in just a moment. But as far as the maple sap goes, you'll water in, maple sap out. We'll have a look at that later on. The Sweet Creek Maple Company, firewood and maple sap, that gets boiled down and you get your maple syrup which is cool. And we've got firewood production as well, which is also brilliant. If we come back up to the top, and you will now see, so our bakery, very different. So our bakery, we've got apple pie, blueberry pie, we've got our normal recipes there, but we've got cornbread and pumpkin pie as well, with various different recipes. So you'll see why when we get to the greenhouses, the extra bits. The biogas plant, this does your standard things in, but out we have got digestate and methane. So there's a methane tank, and you can collect the methane and you can take it and sell it. So you're getting both those byproducts. So methane's normally worth a fair penny. Carpentry, fairly standard. Cedar Creek Juice Company, we've got apple juice, blueberry juice, grape juice, lemonade, orange juice, pear juice and plum juice. So a whole lot of juices. The creamery, this is nice. So this is your dairy, but creamery. So blueberry yogurt above. We have got chocolate milk, condensed milk, cream. We've got kefir. Now kefir is, I'm sure we had it when I worked at the school. One of those kind of cultural day sort of things. And it's a fizzy, tangy, fermented milk drink. Very much like a yogurt, but more drinkable. Kind of like a yop type thing. But it's kind of fermented. It's a strange thing. I remember trying some. But that's what kefir is, if you're wondering. Strawberry yogurt and standard yogurt under our creamery. Fermenter. So our alfalfa crop is planted just like grass. You harvest it, you can dry it, you can put it in silage clamps and that kind of stuff. So we've got alfalfa silage can be made here, chaff silage, dry alfalfa silage, grass silage and hay silage. And great thing about this as well is cycles per month and recipes are all exactly the same. So again, there's no confusion, no picking one over another or anything like that. You just go for it. Iowa gold press. There's no gold, don't get excited. The gold is the oil. So this is basically just your oil productions, the Iowa gold press. Jackson Sawmill, that's where you can do your firewood. So you've got planks, wood, planks long, and then wood beam. But firewood can be made there because the firewood can then be used if we do the maple syrup. So take our maple sap, make our maple syrup using firewood, which is cool. Ketchup production, which we had on, a couple of these we've had on Alma, but we've got ketchup production, tomatoes and water in, ketchup out. Pancake house, Yoss will love this. So our pancakes, quite a recipe there. Flour, sugar, milk, eggs, butter, blueberry, maple syrup, pancakes. Nice. Pizzeria, flour, ketchup and cheese, pizzas out. Popcorn production, got a couple of recipes there. We've got dried corn and butter, which gives you those 5 to 3. If you just do the corn without the butter, it's a 4 to 2. So, you're gaining a little bit more by having the butter, but you are using butter as well. So it's up to you. A couple of recipes there. Sugar mill, fairly standard. Tailor shop, fairly standard. Watermill is an interesting one. So a watermill is basically a grain mill using water. So we've got corn flour in addition, fine corn flour, then we've got fine flours from various different things, sorghum, wheat, barley, oat, and then your standard flours that we'd normally get. But the fine flour is obviously then used in various different recipes in the bakery and stuff like that. Some of the various different things it asked for. Where was our bakery? One of these was, I'm sure some of these had fine flour. Was it cornbread? That was just corn flour. Anyway, yeah, so lots and lots of custom stuff, and we come across to one of our 3 greenhouses, and you'll see when we open the door in here. So apples, blueberry, we've got our chili, garlic and lettuce and stuff as normal. We've got lemons in here, orange, pears, plums, pumpkin, spring onion, strawberries, tomatoes. But again with these, if we go across and go down to the bottom, you'll see it's a 12 and 1, so water and manure, to 6, and that's the same on all of them. 12 and 1 to 6, 12 and 1 to 6, 12 and 1 to 6. Again, the recipe stays standard. The cycles a month are a little bit different on the fruits compared to, if you look there, they're all 1,440. Chili peppers 528. So your standard greenhouse stuff from the game stays as it is, but it's the extra stuff that has sort of got a set recipe, which I think is pretty cool. So there we go. That's our greenhouses. So that's our start farm, a few extra productions and stuff. But again, remember, if you come onto a farm management and start from scratch, you won't have any of these buildings, productions and stuff. You might want to then place them. As far as our chickens go, one hooning across there, we have got 100 out of a potential 473 chickens there. Let's crack on around the map. There is a lot to see. Lighting is great, colour palette works nicely. I like the fact the road's got a nice weathered look to it. It doesn't look like it's just been laid. It doesn't look, it all fits. That's what I mean. You've got a nice sweeping, rolling Iowa countryside. to enjoy as well, which, you know, bonus. Got a bit of a drive now, not too far. Actually, when we get into town, we get to the vehicle shop first. I'm going to switch over to a pickup because it will be a little bit quicker getting around the rest of it. But we'll use our Puma to get there. Yeah, it's like I say, it's funny, I experience it quite a lot when I'm doing map tours, especially if a map maker has changed their map from a previous version, and especially if they've changed your start location or they've moved things around. Sometimes you start going around and you start to think, this seems familiar, you know. I'm pretty sure when this originally came out on FS22 it was PC only, then it got an update was console release, if I recall correctly. But it feels a little bit more, I keep saying this when I do map tours, grittier. It's got a bit more, I don't know, something to it. It's hard to describe and put your finger on, but I'll just cut across the curb here. Hopefully nothing tries to overtake me. So, main vehicle shop is just here with a workshop trigger as well. This is the reset point for the map 2. We just pull up here. So, vehicle shop, workshop trigger. I'm just going to grab a pickup. Bear with me. And it should just be there. Awesome stuff. If we come across the front of these here, to our right, we have got the Plains Market Logistics. So Plains Market Logistics is basically your warehouse. So that's your purchase point for pallets and bits and bobs. But again, like, that's what I'm talking about when I said how it's been, it's all custom. That could have just been a plonk down standard base game warehouse wallop, but it's not. It's been customised. The signage has been changed. The colours have been changed. A lot of time and effort's gone into it. Warehouse sale point just the right there, so that goes with that. If we got to the top northwest corner of the map, just up here, we've got the 2 plots that we purchased, or 2 of the plots we purchased at the start. Now, this has got, this is an abandoned farm. The sign says abandoned farm. Can't miss it. We did purchase this plot of land. This was plot 38. Once you have purchased the plot, and again, you've got this kind of, you know, you could either go with the whole let's rebuild it as it is if you wanted to. The only downside to this is when we go to sell, if I click on that, it highlights everything. See that? So we're highlighting everything. So because I thought it'd be really cool if you could just remove that and then either put in the one that's buildable and then gradually build it back up again, or remove just the pole barn, then build a new pole barn. But unfortunately, when you remove it, it does remove all of it. So like that, which then does give you a massive placeables area. These can be landscaped down if you need to landscape them down. That, of course, would be entirely up to you as well. Whizzing across, we come to our maple facilities. So this was plot 33 that we purchased. So this is the maple sap plantation just here. So the maple sap plantation, water in here, and we get our maple sap out. So once you've purchased this plot of land, all the triggers and stuff will come up, and then here we have it. So there's our maple sap, water in, maple sap out. Then that maple sap will need to be, it's a 20 to 60 as well, so you actually gain a fair bit out of it, which is pretty cool. So if you want to do some maple sappage, I mean, you can just sell the maple sap if you want to. You don't have to make it into maple syrup, and you don't have to take that maple syrup and use it for pancakes. You can just sell that if you want to. Whizzing back out across our placeables abandoned farm. Notice all the fencing's gone as well, so it does give you a lot of scope to make it how you want. You can really fiddle around with it. Now this is where things get interesting as well. When I said about purchasing the main town area, which is just here, and I think it only costs about 50 grand I think to buy the main town area. We've got our purchase point here, so our gas station is just here, and then past that is our propane purchase point. So gas station and propane station. So if you want propane for drying down your crops, you buy that here. Gas station's just there. Now across the way we've got a diner with like an open area. Now there's no sell point here, and I stopped and thought that's curious. But to be fair, if I click on that, like I say, 52,215. Now that buys all of that. So all of these areas here, including all of this up here, if you want to add in your own sell points, make it a restaurant sell point, maybe you want to put a production that's linked to the diner. There's another little production sort of placeables point just over there. It gives you the scope to do that. Not all maps do, and I like that ability. And the custom stuff doesn't stop there either. When we get around to the buildings here, you'll see there's neon signs, and it's not just the Hutan Pantai, grab, place, plonk. It's all custom stuff. So to our right is the supermarket sell point, just there. To our left as we come in here, so the cafe. No sell point at the cafe, but because you can buy all of this, if you want to put a sell point in, why not? Go for it. Have a cafe sell point. So to our left there, we've got our Iowa Gold Press. That's our oils that we looked at earlier. Then to our right and left, we've got the sugar mill, and we have got, what was it? Ketchup. Ketchup production, sugar mill. We come across round the back from here. Again, we've got a couple of productions. We'll have a look at the fronts in just a moment. We have got the Cedar Creek Juice Company popcorn production at the front, so you'll see the juice factory again. Look at that. Custom sign, Cedar Creek Juice Company. Popcorn at the front. Then we come across to here. We've got our creamery just in front of us there. And then round just here is the pancake house. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Look at the signs. Look. That's a custom pancake sign. Neon sign. Across the way. Bakery just there. We've got the tailor's shop just there. Pizzeria. Again, pizzeria sign. Look. No, I just realised. Come across the way here. We've got an antiques place. This is cool. Look. Popcorn. Boom corn. That's some top-notch stuff. Now, I think we've got high school here. Look. Iowa High School. I haven't. Have I missed it? We purchased this. Does this add in anything? Let's just double check that. Don't think so. Where is... We don't appear to have... Oh, I missed it. Hang on. I suddenly thought we haven't come across the maple syrup factory. Where was that? Hang on. For all of you that have already jumped the gun on the comments. So this is where we looked here. It's because I looked over there and thought this was part. This is round the back of this. It's this little building here. So it's all in one location. There was me talking about it. There we go. Round the back here. There's our maple syrup, firewood, and maple sap. So I thought, I haven't found that. It's not on my notes. Where is that on the map? There we go. We found it now. Let's get back to the town. So as you can see, it's all custom. It's just look, and it's crisp and clean, and it's not. You know, sometimes you get stuff and it's customised, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like I said, I wouldn't know where to begin with modding and customising stuff and that kind of thing. The level of detail and fidelity on the signs and stuff as well, absolutely brilliant. Now we're going to whiz across here to the Watermill, and again the integration of the Watermill into the landscape. You've got water coming down the river, and you've got various different little sort of almost like lock gates, so you can build the water up and then you kind of release it to go and that kind of thing. And then you've got your dump pond down the bottom here. We're heading inland a little bit. Say inland makes it sound like we've been at the coast. We are coming in just a little bit. So again, this is kind of using this is using the paper mill factory from Riverbend, but completely repurposed with new signage as well. Stuff all around it. So this is, like I said, when we looked at all the production, this is the grain mill. In essence, this is the grain mill with various different triggers and stuff there. Now, on the previous version of this, I'm pretty sure my thumbnail was sat on the river, and it was the old watermill, and it was a little watermill. It was a wooden watermill with a water wheel. So this has come a long way since that, quite a long way. And also, what I'm going to do here, we're just going to go airborne. This is what I'm talking about. So let's do this. Look how cool that is. Look, the water's running down into the mill, going underneath into the back. But all these little Very cool. Catch ponds and things, and the river running down into it. I just love the detail. All the work that's gone into it. We're going to go out here. So I'm going to take a quick right. So heading up the side road. Obviously not forgetting, of course, that we're driving through the countryside, farmland. It's got, like I said earlier on, it's got a really nice sweep and roll to the whole countryside. Jackson's Sawmill and Carpentry are both up here. At these facilities, if we go to our map, you will see. There we go. So, Sawmill that side, Carpentry this side, for your purchase and enjoyment. With a little bit of woodland just here. So forestry is your thing, that's great. And there's nothing to stop you planting new trees. If you want to set up your own forest, go for it, why not? Replace the ones you cut down or have a whole new forest, it's entirely up to you. Now there is a railway on here, but it gets the railway in just a moment. I'm trying to remember, I did do a little video clip, yes I did. Just so I don't forget. Now, we go up to plot 34, which we also purchased. This was farm number 2. So this farm, once purchased, all the triggers and stuff will appear. The animals are here all the time, and on new farm, on farm management start from scratch, this farm still remains. So whilst the start farm there's nothing there, this is still here with all this stuff on it. Now, can this all be removed? Potentially. I haven't tried because there's still animals in the pens and stuff, but again, my information always comes with that caveat: save your game first, just in case. So, sleep and wardrobe trigger, sleep trigger there, wardrobe trigger just around the side. This lovely cabin. And again, it just feels like it fits in. It's built in really nicely. Large shed just over here with a workshop trigger inside. Just there. Over the way, we've got our cows, our sheep and goat pen. At the moment, it's just got sheep in it. I think we start with 100. I think it was 100 out of 174. Hop the fence. There we go. Let's try again. There you go. 100 out of 174. The next that we've got our horse stables. We've got 4 out of potential 16 at the stables just here. This is a Celobuki mod as well. Again, and it's not a mod review, but it's really nicely made and detailed. This lovely building. So, exactly, we'll close this on the way out. I'm going to head down south. And again, it's funny how much the game has changed, because I'm pretty sure when this came out on 22, I'm pretty sure I made a big thing on the thumbnail, and I seem to recall this vividly, of because there was popcorn, and popcorn, like I say, we had productions on 22, but it was fairly, you know, those kind of things were fairly new. We hadn't really had much stuff like that. It was, oh wow, you know, there's popcorn. So many of these things now have become so commonplace now. We're so used to having them, but at the time we didn't. Animal dealer just here, and an animal dealer sell point for bales and things like that usually. But again, check your prices menu. You can see what can be sold at every single place. Then we've got grain silo west just here. Transfer silo or storage silo, it's entirely up to you. Then we've got our rent train point, which is just around the corner here. Now, once you've rented the train, if you bring the train here, you can see what goes into the silo. I've done a short video clip to show you all the various different things that the silo will hold. And there you go. That's Grain Silo West. Transfer silo. Then over the back here, we've got the grain sell points. This is one of the main sell points on the map. Again, until you've purchased all the productions, usually when you pick up contracts, you could have sell points. If it tells you to take it to, it could be one of the productions. Oh, there goes the train, just gone past. Yeah, it could ask you to take it to one of the productions as well as any of the sell points. So there's the main sell point. And what we're going to do is head back out, and we're going to head across the bottom of the map to the southeast corner. The train goes to Alma. That's what it says on the map. From Iowa to Missouri. We will follow the train's path. Now when we get to the bottom corner, that's where the fermenter, which we've already seen in the productions, and the biogas plant 1 megawatt are. And the biogas plant is 1.5 million. And the fermenter, I actually didn't check the price of the fermenter to buy it. I want to just double check that you do get the land with it. So the green domes are your fermenter, and then the biogas plant is there. And again, I didn't buy it and try and remove any of the buildings. Potentially you can. I have, you know, some maps you can, some maps you can't. We'll just double check this. I'm not too sure how much this was to purchase. Let's turn around there. Let's head over and have a butcher's, shall we, and see what it says. Oh, 400,000. Let's purchase that. So now we own it. And like I say, we already saw the productions, but all the various different things we can make here. Nice. But what we're going to do is check the map because... Oh, there you go. So once purchased, you do get the land. So like I say, pretty much all the land on the map is purchasable. Gee, shall I try and sell this? Can we remove it? You can. There you go. Again, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be any different for the biogas plant. So if you didn't want to run the fermenter, or you want the land for something else, or whatever, I should have saved the game first, but it doesn't matter because it's not my ongoing Let's Play. Now we come to the next plot we purchased, which came up with some triggers, some icons. This was plot 36, I think it was. You can see the Grain Elevator Museum poking up out the tree line. That's one of the facilities that becomes available once you purchase the land. So if you want to bring stuff to it and rebuild the Grain Elevator Museum, you can. There's also a cabin. I think there might be a shed as well that's available on this plot once purchased. If you look in bottom left on the map, you can see the icons that have appeared. So if we turn in here, there you go, you'll see just there, that should be a shed or a barn, I think. There you go, small shed. Oh, there's another one over there. And there's quite a few actually. They're not all showing up at it, on the thing. There's your Grain Elevator Museum. Normally you just bring the things it's requiring and you'll get paid for them. This one will be a small shed as well. Then over here we've got a cabin. There might be another one further over actually, but if you want to do a construction, you can. If you don't worry about it. And then just turning over there, we've got Jackson's Farm, which is a sell point. We come back to the map just there. Again, that plot of land can be purchased. When you purchase it, you don't get anything extra. But the fact you can purchase land, if you wanted to put a sleep trigger on there, or you want to put something else on there, you can. Just cross over the way here. There you go. Jackson Farm. And again, we buy your goods. Custom made sign. Not just a standard, you know. I'm liking that about this map. There you go. There's your sell point. And other than the sort of the general layout of the map, it was the top corner when I started going around the farm. So I thought this thing is really familiar. Other than that, it's not like I'm going around thinking, oh, I remember this, I remember that. You know, it really does feel different. If we head up this road north, this will bring us back up to the start farm where we began the map tour. I think it's brilliant. Very, very cool. Another cracking map from Celobuki. That is Iowa Plains View. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.